Hi, this is Sam. It is about 7:11 p.m. New Year's Eve 2012, and sitting here getting ready to roll in 2013, and it has been a crazy year. And as always, when this time rolls around, we want to reflect on the past and what we want to do in the future. And I want to talk about a couple things tonight that are heavy in the news. You can't go anywhere without somebody talking about it. It's gun control. Okay? And, there have been some terrible things that have happened, without a doubt. And if you're any kind of human being, you know that the tragedies that happen are horrible. These kids getting killed, the movie theater with all these people getting shot. It's nobody's saying that it's a bad thing. It's a terrible tragedy. These things that happened. I live outside Kansas City. I mean, you hear about murders happening not too far from where I live all the time. I grew up in the hood. I understand what this is, what living in the urban core is like. I lived there. I grew up there as a kid. My father owned a liquor and grocery store in a urban area when I grew up. Part of the time, he also worked all the time for another company. Anyway, with that being said, there's a lot of things going on here, and all of a sudden, you get these whack jobs who are going out and doing these crimes, and you have the senator Dianne Feinstein, a Democrat from California. She's going to solve it all by banning assault weapons. That's going to be the deal. That is the magic bullet that's going to make all this badness and insanity go away. And they're going to ban high capacity magazines. Now that will do it, according to what you hear her and her minions talk about. So let's talk about some common sense here, okay? You and I both know this is bullshit. Pure and simple, okay? They have taken the tragedy of these kids and these people being killed to promote their political agenda. Bottom line. Again, you know it and I know it. Some of you people out there have never touched a gun in your life, and that's okay. There's a lot of us who have. I grew up around firearms when I was a kid. My father taught me when I was a kid what to do, what not to do, what to touch, what not to touch. He had firearms. We had always had them in our house. And we knew that we don't touch those. And he also taught us how to use them, taught us to respect them. The key word being respect. What to do, what not to do. And there are millions and millions like me out there. Okay? And what they're proposing to do is insanity. Pure and simple. It's nuts. This lady's crazy. And I'm sure she has good motivation. I mean, it comes off as being a good thing. Yes, we don't want any more violence. We don't want anybody to die at the hands of these few whack jobs out here doing this thing. We understand that. I don't want it to happen either. Okay? But the genie's out of the bottle, babe. I'm telling you, we have got to be able to protect ourselves. And I can't count on law enforcement showing up at my house if somebody's breaking in my house. By the time they get here, the damage is done. What am I going to do? I'm going to have them come up and clean up after the body and the blood spilled all over the floor? No. I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to have, and it's my right, according to the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. And shooting this video and talking about this is also my right. It's my First Amendment rights, according to U.S. Constitution. So, those of you who don't like what I have to say, click the channel off. It's real easy. Okay? I'm done with all this bullshit. Somebody had sent me a video a little earlier of this whole string of celebrities who are on there saying, drop the gun, stop the gun. You got Jamie Foxx, and you've got all these other people on there who have made millions and millions and millions of dollars, money that you and I, the average guy, can never even comprehend. They have made by starring in violent movies. And we're not talking about soft violent. I'm talking about massacre violent movies. Okay? Killing it with no regard. And you don't think that what they're producing in Hollywood doesn't affect these whack jobs who are out there pulling triggers like it's okay? They're not coming and seeing me do it. They didn't learn it from me. They learned it from you? No, they're learning it from somewhere. They're watching it on TV, right? They're watching it in the movies. The very people who are telling us to drop our guns. But I guarantee you that these guys, they've got guns. They've got bodyguards who've got guns. All the politicians in Congress, they've got guns. The judges who sit behind the bench, they have guns. And we know the president's got guns. He's got lots of guns all around him. It's called a Secret Service. Anywhere he goes, he's shadowed by lots and lots and lots and lots of guns. Okay? To protect them. So who's going to protect us? I'm an average guy. I live on a corner. I got kids and I got a wife. Do you think for 1 second the Secret Service is going to come here and help me protect my family and get some whack job? No. No, that's not going to happen. But they want to take my right to be able to do that to take care of my family. That's what's happening here, okay? And you, the individual, I don't care who you are, what city you live in, what township you live in, what state, you need to find out who the politicians are in your area who are promoting this and vote them out of office. You have power with your vote, with your thoughts and your mind. We are not stupid. We have eyes, we have ears, we have a voice, and we have a mind God gave us. Okay? Well, that's the other thing too. Oh, man, I believe in God. I'm white, and I'm male, and I'm married. I'm the devil incarnate. Okay? That's what it's made out to be anymore. Okay? If you're, what used to be normal isn't normal. This is like an Alice in Wonderland type of country we live in anymore. And it starts from the top down. So, what has made me do is become more determined to promote what I believe in. And I know that some of you I will lose as customers. Some of you I will lose as friends. And if that is the way it has to be, then you know what? That's just the way it has to be. Okay? Because I'm done. This insanity has got to stop. And it's got to stop one person at a time. Conversation by conversation. Tabletop to tabletop. Backyard to backyard. Grassroots. Right here, right now. If I have to use my media, whatever you want to call this, YouTube, my voice, okay, to get the dialogue started with our side of the street, then that's what I'm going to do. Okay? I may not have 45 different college degrees. I got common sense. I've been living a long time. I've lived through a lot of things in my life. I've seen a lot of life. I've seen things come. I've seen things go. This particular person, this Dianne Feinstein, she's had an agenda. A long time she's been doing this. Her, in conjunction with a couple other people. And can this happen? Yeah, this can happen. If you don't stop it, you, the average citizen, your voice has to be heard. It has to stop. You can't do it by yourself. There's a lot of them, but there's a lot of us. But a lot of them are vocal. A lot of us are quiet. And being quiet doesn't make differences. You have to be able to talk about this. And you have to be able to not be afraid of what somebody's going to think about you if you believe in God or if you believe in our Second Amendment rights. If you really believe in it, then you talk about it and you tell people about it. Let them know where you stand. And if you offend somebody, so be it. Let them be offended. You know what? They want a best friend, tell them go buy a dog. Okay? This is about taking care of our rights. And they're about ready to go. A lot of them already are. And this woman, Dianne Feinstein, I mean, I'm looking at this still right here. And I've watched this for a long time. I remember the band in the 1990s when President Clinton was in office and all was going on. You know, this woman had something happen in her life that was very traumatic. 2 people that she knew got killed, gunned down in San Francisco. And her reaction was she wanted all handguns across the United States banned. This isn't her first rodeo. This lady has tried and tried and tried. And they found that they're not going to ban handguns. Okay, they're not going to do that. So now they're going to go after assault weapons. And the assault weapon they're talking about, the AR-15, that the news media has been throwing around too, it's been around for a long time. The gun in the 90s is not the same gun as it is today. This is a mainstream weapon. It is. I mean, people, millions of people own these. They're in households everywhere, all across this country. And people they don't just have one. They have multiples of these. So, she looks at a few magazines and she makes a few opinions and she's going to do this and do that and it's going to get her votes. And, I mean, come on. These are career politicians. Do you really think that they give a shit about you or about me? None of these people are going to come and help me clean my garage. They're not going to help me clean the gutters on my house. They're not going to shovel the snow on my front walk. They want to make money and they want power. That's where it's at. Follow the money and follow the power. I guarantee you there's something behind the scenes on this still. It's just too crazy. And you ever notice too, you got these lone gunmen, they always wind up dead. They kill themselves. Or it's some crazy white guy that's doing this. Okay, timing, is impeccable. What's going on that we're not talking about? Oh, the UN deal to ban guns across the world, right? Okay, yeah, my verbiage may be wrong a little bit about what it is. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with it here. We can get into another segment, but a lot of things going on in the world, and a lot of things going on in the United States. And you know what? I'm not crazy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not some whack job. I'm an average guy, just like you. And I see things going on, just like you see things going on in your neighborhood, on your block, in your city, your local community. Like you, I see things, and you know as well as I know that there's something amiss in the world we live in today and in the United States. So I'm not alone in this, and I know this because I have talked personally to thousands of you. I've met thousands of you. I traveled gun shows around the country for 5 or 6 years, doing 40 to 50 shows a year. I don't sell guns, just so you know. Backpacks, gear, whatever, or maybe attending them, whatever it is. I've traveled around the country. I've been to these shows all over the United States. Very nice people. Yeah, there's some really crazy people. They don't belong having guns. They're usually mentally ill. But we don't want to talk about that. The U.S. government, they don't want to put money out for that type of services. They don't want to help the vets coming back from putting them in harm's way and dealing with the mental problems these guys have for having to go out at young ages and kill people for our country. So, there's a lot of other things at play here. But right now, this gun control thing, I know, it's bullshit. It is. Pure bullshit. And you got to do something about it, man. I mean, you got to do something about it at your local level. When Congress reconvenes, this bill is going to come rolling out. In fact, it said right here, I'm looking at this, new Congress on January 3rd. So today's the 31st. You're looking at this coming week. We're talking about on Thursday of this week. They're going to come out with this. And they're going to try to push this down our throats, just like they did Obamacare. Hey, Pelosi says, don't worry about it. Just sign the bill. You can read it later. It's going to be okay. It's kind of like the car salesman that says, don't worry about driving the car. It looks as good as it is until you get in it and you pay for it. You get down the road and the engine falls out of it. And they say, well, I don't know nothing about that. What do you think's going on here? These people are crazy, and they think that we're going to sit here and we're going to buy into it. And I've been sitting back watching this for a long time. I got to say something. I can't just sit here and let this go by and not say anything. I hope this reaches you. And this isn't about me. It's about you. Here in the United States, your rights as a citizen, you let these politicians get this done, you better hang on to your ass, because it's going to hit the skids. It's going to hit it bad. Okay? Anyway, I've been rambling here for a while, and I got a lot more videos we're going to post on different things going on, my opinion, my spin, You can agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. It's how I see it. But, I mean, come on, man. Common sense has got to make a play here. You know, as well as I do, after these shootings, they're going to want to pound the flesh, and they're going to get it. How much of your rights do you want to give up because of what these people did? How many of you are willing to take a hit on your rights again? The American citizen, that's what we are. We're Americans. One God, one nation, one flag. Okay? The U.S. flag. Now, God, you can believe in whatever you want to believe. That's not my business. Okay? I believe in what I want to believe. And what I do believe in is our country, our U.S. And I also believe, too, that we are in a very dangerous time in the world, the planet. There are people out there who would like nothing better to do than to see the United States just a vapor. Okay? And you know this and I know this. And they want to pretend like it's everything's fine. You know, all this talk with the fiscal cliff right now. Dog and pony show. Yeah, I think it's going to happen, but they don't have to go that way. These politicians, they don't give a shit about you or me. Got to remember this when you go to the polls, man. President Obama got reelected. I didn't vote for him. Sorry. I don't care. Call me a racist. See, that's the other thing too. If I say I'm against Obama, I'm a racist because I'm white. You know what? I don't care what color this guy is. I don't care if he's pink. If he can get the job done, he can take care of you, take care of me. God bless him. Let's rock and roll with it. But you know what? He don't give a shit. He don't care. He's egotistical, and he's full of himself, and he worries about him and his own. That's it. Anybody in his first administration that helped get him elected, then went by the wayside. He dropped people like a bad habit and threw him under the bus. The guy, what's his name, in Chicago that helped him get his house, he's doing prison time. I mean, this guy's a dangerous man. But that's a whole nother conversation. Thank God we have term limits. Okay? But right now, the thing that's upon us is this deal about gun control. And I beg you, I implore you, my American citizens, my countrymen, for you to take up your ballot, take up your pen, and let your congressman and your senator and your public officials know how you feel. Because the media has been bought and paid for, brother. You may say, oh, this guy's nuts, he's talking this conspiracy stuff again. What do you think about it? Okay? The media is they're a for-profit company. They make money, and they make money on selling advertising space, advertising time. Millions upon millions upon millions of dollars were spent in this election. Okay? Why do you think the coverage is going the way it is? It's time to pay the piper. You have to see through this. You do. Not me. I know what I see. I'm talking about you. And you have to do something about it. You cannot let this stand. Okay, so this is the first in a series of videos of this nature. And I thank you for watching. Again, this is Sam Dawson. I hope we have a beautiful New Year. It's now it's 7:30 p.m. New Year's Eve. And I'm going to shoot a few more videos here in a little bit, and this will go up on our channel. Anyway, God bless you. We'll talk to you later. Sam Dawson signing off.